Hi everyone, welcome back to Coding Problem Solving series, and today we will be discussing Leetcode question 125, which is very famous by the name valid palindrome. Now let's quickly have a look at the question. Okay, so the question says a phrase is a palindrome if after converting all uppercase letters into lowercase letters and removing all the non-alphanumeric characters, it reads the same forward and backward. So please note that this question gives us its own definition of a palindrome and we are not required to assume anything. Okay, moving forward, all the alphanumeric characters include letters and numbers. Now, given a string S, we have to return true if it is a palindrome or false if it is not. Now let's understand the question in simpler words with the help of more examples. Okay, moving to example 1. We have been given an input string S. Now applying both the conditions, that is converting uppercase letters into lowercase letters and removing all the non-alphanumeric characters, that is just keeping the digits 0 to 9 and the characters A to Z and removing everything else. So we get to convert our input string into something that looks like this. And now it becomes a classic problem of a palindrome, where we have to prove that all the characters read same forward and backward. Now this will solve by using two-pointer solution, where we'll have 2 pointers I and j on the 0th and the last index of this string. Now inside the loop, we will increment I towards the right and decrement j towards the left as long as the condition I less than j is satisfied. Now inside each iteration of this loop, we will compare the elements at both these indexes. That is the first and the last, second and the second last, and so on. And if we find any character mismatching with the expected character, we will return a false. But if we complete the loop and reach to the middle of the string, that means that all the characters are same left and right, and therefore we return true as our output. Now similarly, moving to example 2, where we convert the input string into the process string by removing all the spaces and then prove that it is not a palindrome because the character at the third index and the fourth index are not matching. And similarly, the third string, which is kind of an exception and shows that any empty string is also a palindrome. So we have to return true in case of an empty string. Now let's try and code the solution. So here is our solution method is palindrome, which takes an argument s of type string and return a type boolean. Now let's first place our 2 pointers I at the 0th index and j at the last index of the string. Now let's fulfill the first condition of this question, which is to convert all the characters into a lowercase string. Now we'll create a while loop with the condition I less than j, and inside this while loop we will start with checking the second condition, that is each character should be an alphanumeric character. Now, if the character at ith index is not a letter or a digit, then we increment I, and this I less than j inside the while loop is just the boundary condition, and we repeat this check for jth index as well. Right. Now, once we are at locations which satisfied both our conditions in the given question, we are ready to compare both the characters. Now, if both the characters are not same for any value of I and j, in that case, we have to return false because it is not a palindrome. However, moving the loop forward with incrementing I and decrementing j, if we reach to a condition where I is greater than equal to j and we come out of this loop, then it proves that the input string s is a palindrome and we have to return true. Now let's run this code for the initial test case. So it is accepted. Now let's submit the code. Great. Now you can also save some space here by not converting this entire string into a lowercase string. Now this step creates an entirely new object because string is immutable in Java. So instead of converting the entire string into a lowercase string, let's convert each character to a lowercase character. Let's try. Great. And see, we immediately see the effect in time and space complexity. Now we are traversing the string exactly once with our two pointers I and j. So the time complexity comes out to be of order n, where n is the number of characters in the string, and the space complexity comes out to be of order 1 because we are not using any new data structure and we are not consuming any space in our solution. So this brings us to the end of this video. Please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel for more informational content. Thank you and see you next time.